Hi, my name is Severino Alvarez. I'm a professional learner and thinker, and I've worn many hats over the years. I've dabbled in creative direction and design, and art collecting, and luxury goods. Anything mechanisms and anything creative, I am always trying to innovate, and I find a lot of enjoyment in that. My faith has always shaped the way I do work. I think if not consciously, subconsciously, I don't like doing things if there's not purpose behind it, or if what I'm working for doesn't align with my ethics or goals or belief systems, to be honest. So I guess that could be a deterrent sometimes, but I also look at it as the beautiful work that I know is going to happen because I have a foundation and because I have a sense of spirituality going into it. It's almost like going into a race car with a helmet and a seatbelt harness, knowing you're about to go fast. I think a lot of times us creatives get into these places where we don't bring our spirituality, and then we end up doing something that isn't divine and doesn't hold any purpose or eternal value. I don't think personally that my work reflects divine, other than I think that I have good style. I think that, and that's subjective, obviously. I think style is subjective. Fashion in general is subjective. I will say if there was anything that comes from the creations that I have made in a divinity type way, it would be the opportunity that it happened. Most recently, the shoe I did with Jarritos and Nike was a God thing. I mean, how it all came to be and the timing and placing and everything that happened, I look back and it's just like, how did that happen? And I just know that was God's hand working in that way, as he does in everything. So yeah, I think that I do good work. I like to think that my work is sought after and is valuable to the general public, but I really think it just goes back to anything that's divine in material really just brings an immense amount of emotion to the consumer. It isn't really about that object, because the object is always an inanimate object. It's what it does to the person. So if we can figure out as creatives how to attach ourselves to material things in the way we create them, that brings emotions that align with, the Bible and Christ's vision for our lives, I think we're doing great work. So I think it's really important to obviously create something from my life's material, my past, my story. I have been able to do that. I've been blessed and fortunate to do that even recently, and it really is a special thing. I think it paints a great picture of God's fingerprint all throughout my life. I also think that as creatives or non-creatives, I think we're all creatives. We're all creatives, I believe that. And I think that if we don't have something that we're creating or working for, it's actually festering something in our life. I think, we were made in his image and he's a creator. So I think if we're not contributing or innovating or designing or doing something that we feel like the abilities and the talents that God's actually given us are in work, then there's a natural sense of lack. And I feel like that's just natural. I'm not qualified or paid highly enough, nor do I know enough about the psychology and all that. But I know that personally, when I don't go out and try to do things to the best of my ability and try to make sense of the things I've been through in my life and how to use those in either teaching others how to not do it or teaching the next generation of how to do it or whatever it may be, I think that that's what we're called to do through our life stories and how we create things. When you're going through challenges and struggles, you don't want to be there. And I think my personal challenges and struggles have really helped me stay grounded, have really helped me know who I am and whose I am. And I think that there's something beautiful about the valleys, because in my experience as a creative lately, 2024 has been a wild year, and I've been having to relearn new creative processes. So even as I sit here, there are struggles as a creative that I'm going through and having to work through, and it's just really cool how God's opening up new doors for me and allowing me to be myself, stick to who I am, stick to my values, and grow through the process. When I see a city that's transformed by creativity and spirituality, I think of two words. I think of rooted and I think of hopeful. I want to invite you to come and be a part of something that is truly going to be special and life-changing.